These beautiful pink oyster mushrooms look too good to cook, but Danny did say they taste like bacon, so I think I should fry them up so I can taste them myself. I'm going to do a really quick stir fry of pink mushrooms with noodles. So I've got a pan heating, a nice big wok, and I'll get on with the sauce. So everything's going to be ready before we start frying, just so everything stays really fresh. So into a bowl, I'll mix some oyster sauce, and you can get vegetarian oyster sauce now too, so if you want to keep this 100% veg. I'll also add some Shaoxing wine, a good splash of that, and just start mixing, along with a good splash of sesame oil. And just to balance it all out, I like a bit of sugar. Okay, we'll pop that to the side. I'll also prep some ginger and some garlic, so just 1 knob of ginger. And I don't want to mince this, I just want to finely slice it, and then I'll cut it into little matchsticks because I really want to taste the ginger in it. So I don't want it to be all minced, and it'll also burn. So into little matchsticks, we'll gather it together just in 2 piles like this. And then again, just use your knife to finely slice that. Okay, great. Pop that to the side. And then some garlic, just 2 cloves of garlic, and we'll just finely slice that. Now, usually you would put the garlic and the ginger in first, but because that pan is so hot, I really don't want to burn it, so it will cook with our mushrooms. So the best way to prepare these is to grab yourself a pair of scissors, and you can just cut just around here, and it'll separate all the little oyster mushrooms. If you wanted to keep it in clusters, you can just tear them apart with your fingers. But look at this, we'll just do that. They already have a distinct perfume to them. They're so beautiful. And in the nature of a mushroom, they do shrink up a little bit, so I do want to add quite a significant amount. So I'll cut again down here and separate that. Look at that. Like little petals, look like rose petals in fact. Okay, now this pan is really hot. When it comes to mushrooms, you don't want to be cooking them in a medium pan or a low pan because they'll sweat. So nice and hot, a splash of oil, and the more space you have in your wok, the faster, the more even it's going to cook. So big handful of the mushies in, good sizzle. And this is where we work fast to just fry everything together, toss it, so it all comes together quite quickly. Give that a toss. Oh wow, and look at that. So this is the first time I've cooked with these. It's so interesting for me to see how they transform. So from pink, they've gone that slight orange colour, very pretty. Okay, this is cooked down nicely, so we can add our noodles. So big handful of noodles of your choice. You can use really thin noodles or some Hokkien noodles like I'm using here. So 2 handfuls of the Hokkien. Give that a toss. And essentially, I'm just heating up those noodles again. They are cooked because I did put them in some rapidly boiling water just for a minute or so. Okay, now time to bring this all together. I'll add our sauce. Scrape down that bowl so we get all that sugar in there too. And I'm just going to add a small pinch of salt. The salt's going to really bring out the flavour of the mushrooms. And some coarse pepper, so just, I don't want it to be too fine. Freshly cracked. 1 last toss. And that's probably the fastest dish you possibly can do with such a beautiful product like this. All right, just gonna get these tongs, get a nice even amount of the noodles and those gorgeous pink oyster mushrooms. A real first for me. They smell fantastic. And I just love how they've cooked down, but they've still kind of kept their shape. They're very pretty. Okay, without further ado, I really need to try these. I've been waiting patiently. They're really not like that regular oyster mushroom. They've got more of an intensity. As the flavour lingers, I can see what Danny is talking about. There is that slight smoky, bacony flavour. And with that sauce and the noodles, this is a beautiful way of showing off these very special pink oyster mushrooms. Delicious. Now, Danny's been waiting patiently to try this noodle dish. I hope I've done your mushrooms justice.
It looks absolutely delicious.
Yep.
Yeah, little noodles.
Yes. You can see it's not swimming in sauce. I didn't want it to sort of be like soaking in sauce, just a little bit of sauce, so it's all about the mushies.
That's actually unreal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like it?
I don't know why I can't cook mushrooms like this. These are delicious.
Well, that makes me feel good. Well, I think we make the perfect team. You grow them, I'll cook them.
Sounds good to me.
Let's dig in.